U.S. considers over-the-counter birth control pills. For the first time in the U.S., a pharmaceutical firm has asked to be allowed to sell birth control pills over the counter. The announcement comes just weeks after the Supreme Court overturned the constitutional right to abortion. The firm, Paris-based HDA Pharma, says its application to the Food and Drug Administration is unrelated. The pills, the most common form of contraception in the U.S., have long required a prescription. Studies have shown that over 50% of approximately 6.1 million pregnancies in the U.S. each year are unintended. While birth control pills were first approved for use in the U.S. more than 60 years ago, about one-third of U.S. women who have tried to get or fill prescriptions have reported difficulties doing so. Globally, more than 100 countries provide oral contraceptives without a prescription, making the U.S. one of the few countries to require one. Several major U.S. medication organizations, including the American Medical Association and American Academy of Family Physicians, have called on U.S. authorities to do the same. Groundbreaking moment in reproductive equity in the U.S. The application, the company has said, follows years of research intended to help make its case to U.S. regulators. U.S. retailers limit buying emergency contraceptives. The birth control pill to OTC, over-the-counter, will help even more women and people access contraception without facing unnecessary barriers. According to the company, a decision from the FDA is expected next year. An approval would apply exclusively to the firm's Opill drug, which was acquired from Pfizer in 2014. Patients have been able to use the pill, if prescribed, since 1973. FDA for comment. HDA's application comes amid intense public debate over reproductive rights in the U.S., with Democratic lawmakers and pro-choice activists urging the FDA to consider similar requests. 50 congressmen of the House of Representatives pro-choice caucus wrote an open letter calling on the administration to review applications for over-the-counter birth control pills without delay and solely on the data. Birth control is not a solution for abortion access. Since the Supreme Court's abortion ruling, leading U.S. retailers have reported rationing birth control pills amid surging demand.
I feel like birth control should have been available over the counter a long time ago. Men complain about how they only get condoms and that's it, but they're not exploring other options that they have. Men are talking about like how women can get on birth control, they can get all these like dams that go in the back of your, hoo-ha, and essentially stop the sperm from going there. It has spermicide on it, basically. But they're not talking about how much money it takes to get that done. Yes, men are buying condoms. And I feel like women should have condoms too. Like, women do have condoms, but if a guy is like, oh no, I don't have a condom, you should pull out yours. And while he's like, yeah, put it on, and you put your condom inside of you insert it inside of you, and then they get weirded out like, ew, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's a female condom, let's go. They'll probably get turned off, or they're like, ew, whatever, okay, I guess I'm still doing this. But let's weird them out and just wear female condoms. But birth control should have been over the counter a long time ago. And I know a lot of the times with Plan B, they say like you have to be at least less than 125 pounds in order for it to work. So people are like buying 4, 5, 6, depending on their weight. So that's why I'm like, it should have been an option a long time ago. Because there's thousands upon, over millions of people in the United States that just don't have access to healthcare or proper healthcare, or they have to pay co-pays with things. Just buy it. The same way you buy Aleve, Tylenol, just go in the aisle and pick it up. It's so much easier that way. And it should have got done a long time ago. I'm just thinking, like, should have done that a long time ago. There's really no reason behind it. I hope that it gets approved. Yeah. It should have always been available over the counter. But I don't know why. It's been a long time, since I think 1973. So if you have hormonal issues or you don't have health insurance and able to get birth control, you're kind of just stuck at the demise of buying over the counter like spermicide or condoms. And I feel like the main reason for condoms wasn't really necessarily to prevent births. It was just supposed to prevent STDs. So it's a plus that it prevents pregnancy, but they break. So you still can get an STD and you can still get pregnant. So
Yes, I'm